Last time on
Counsel of Crowns. Like that stunt he did when he's out there on the field, like talking about, like, come on, man, you think we this stupid? Do you think black people, are this stupid? That's how I look at it now when it comes to Colin Kaepernick. You can't even do a 60 minutes type interview for an hour or for 45 minutes, 35 minutes, nigga, 20 minutes. Saying your real thoughts in a clear, precise plan to take. No, you just took the money and did. And that's fine. Get your money, man. Look, I'm not even mad at it. Get your money, but don't try to be something you're not. I'm going to speak on this a lot more next episode. But why not get more into? When I'm talking about Jake and Jay Prince, why not think of more uniting the South?
I think he's going to be consigliere.
What's that?
That's, like a counselor, an advisor. Very important to the family.
What's going on, y'all, man? It's your man, See That the Counsel, man. And come to another episode, season 1, episode 2 of Counsel of Crowns. And I got a little taste last episode of what's going on and type of information and shit I'm be bringing to you. And it's basically, like I said, a kind of conciliatory, just not only telling you about what's going on in the industry, but kind of like putting it out there of what should happen if it doesn't happen. Almost like I said, like a prophet of sort. And this is what should be happening. This is guiding. This is moving the pieces, moving the chess pieces along. Like this is how to win the game. Like I said, it's all a game. This is all territorial takeover at the end of the day. No matter what piece you are, if you're the king, the queen, the bishop, the rook, you know what I mean, like, or the knight, or if you're a pawn. And sometimes pawns, pawns can turn king. Pawns can turn king, like. That's a fact. So, well, pawns can turn queen, really, but, teach his own, whatever you want to say. But, like I said in a little bit in the last bit of the last episode, when it comes to the South, man, that's what I really want to talk about this episode. Like, when it comes to the South, like, they've been underappreciated for a long time. Let's keep it real. Like, we know, look, I'm a hip-hop head, man. That's what I am. Like, I grew up on the Rockefeller era, the Rough Riders era. Like, DMX is my favorite rapper. Still, I don't switch. Like, DMX is still my favorite rapper of all time. Like, I grew up on that era. Like, I grew up on the Wu-Tang era, even though I was super young, but my era was mainly, like I said, mid-90s. On. That's when I fell in love with hip-hop. That's what it is. But when it comes to the South, when it comes to the Memphis sound, 3-6, like, I'm also from Baltimore, like I said, Woodlawn, Maryland, but we were in the middle with it. Not only did I grow up on Rockefeller and Rough Riders, I grew up on 3-6. I grew up on that. Like, it was a weird type. It was never not a New York bias, dude. I'm not from New York. I'm not all the way an East Coast bias, dude. Even though I'm from the East Coast, like, it's not that with me. I appreciate all the sounds. I appreciate all the regions. But to be honest, the South has been fucked up for a minute. They've been fucking and underappreciating the South for a while, man. And with this run it's been on, especially in Atlanta, it's one thing they don't have. It's one major thing that they don't have, and that really is the media. They have no representation for them. None. We still have to talk. When we listen to it, whether we listen to Hot 97, whether we listen to The Breakfast Club, whether we listen to, like I said, Rap Radar, the Joe Budden podcast, Everyday Struggle, Academics, like, all these people, Nori, Drink Champs, like uh all these major people, they it's never. You have academics who really is biased a little bit for the younger generations, but you don't have people really talking and giving it up for the South. You have people who are trying to make certain platforms here and there, but it's nothing that is, like I said, it's nothing hidden. It's nothing that we regularly go to on a daily. It's none of that. And it's like, I've been thinking for a while, and I've been thinking, like I said, as C. Dot the Counsel, I've been thinking as a counsel, like, as a counselor, where and how do we do that? And who do we put in these positions to do that? And to me, the Meg Thee Stallion situation that happened about a month ago now, whenever it happened, it hit me then. It hit me then. That everything to do, and like I said, I've what I'm about to say and certain people I'm about to say, I knew it would happen, and I knew certain things would take place. I knew certain people would go certain directions, which happens to be more obvious than ever now. But now it hit me, who should do certain shit and group up and have their circle of crowns together and make money with, make history with. And to me, it truly starts out, like I said, it goes to the Meg Thee Stallion situation. That the South believes basically betrayed the South. They betrayed the independency of, like I said, what that nigga Carl was trying to do with that label, with who Jay Prince is affiliated with that. Kind of messed that up for them. That was supposed to be, Meg Thee Stallion was supposed to be there, boom. Their feature artist, they supposed to go after that. But like I said, Rock Nation scooped her. And I feel like this should be the lesson for the South. This should be a teaching moment for the South. Is that you need your own. Now, I'm not even talking about label. I'm not even talking about that. You have the production companies and you can still do what you're doing with that, but you need your own soldiers when it comes to the media. And when it comes to the media, who do you think, who's the perfect person, I feel like, to team up with someone like a Jay Prince? And not only the Jay Prince situation, but if you get another powerhouse Southern label, QC involved, P, Coach K, they have the Migos, they have, let's keep it real, they got Cardi B, they got affiliates on there who are powerhouses, but they have no media that represents them. So imagine a conglomerate of QC. I'm talking about media. Imagine they put some money together. QC, Jay Prince, and you have a media hub for Southern artists, whoever you want to put on. It could be people here, it could be certain artists, everybody's doing a podcast now. You make that media hub and put that together on your own. It could be label money involved, but put it together. Make your own media hub. And even though I feel like it won't happen to the extent I'm saying, because this, personality, the guy I'm thinking, look, he's admitted he's a Carter. He wears a Rock Nation hat in almost everything he does now. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but Charlamagne Tha God, man, he's perfect. From the South, that's someone who I know for a fact, whether it's with Jay Prince and them, whether he gets teams up and makes it a South thing, I know he's going to that level, period. I know he's trying to be that media nigga in the South. I wouldn't be surprised if he moved out of New York in this next year when he leaves the Breakfast Club, which he is. Everyone knows that. When he leaves the Breakfast Club, moves out of New York, moves back down to South Carolina and starts his own shit down there, builds big studios down there, and does it his own way with that. I wouldn't be surprised at that. To be honest, is what he should do. And then you have Southern niggas, yo, you don't gotta go to New York. You go straight to him. That's what Charlamagne should do. That's what Charlamagne should do, man. But, you know, like I said, like, they just don't have that, you know, and, like I said, I've been thinking this for a while, but, you know, Charlamagne, we all know, you know, he's going to lead the Breakfast Club. Now, it's the cat's out the bag now. Everybody who thought it, I've been thought that. I listened to the Brilliant Idiots. Like, I've been thought that. I knew the person, even he was dissing on there, was Wendy Williams' husband before it was even out there. I mean, it's obvious. If you listen to all his platforms, if you're a smart motherfucker, if you if you can connect the dots, it's easy to tell his move. And that's why I'm saying this now. Charlamagne's going to get, the reason why he's leaving the Breakfast Club is Charlamagne's going to get his late night talk show. That's what's happening. He's going to get his Arsenio type show. He's been alluding to it in the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
I mean, the dog pound, woof, 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 woof. He from Cleveland. Like it's just, it was just something about Arsenio. And then you saw us on this show. He would have to cast the living single on. Like when I interviewed the cast of Girlfriends the other day, I kept envisioning that because if you go back and watch the interview with Living Single, they were all sitting on these like high stools almost. And that's what we in the cast of Girlfriends. And I was sitting there thinking like, oh shit. Like it felt like that. Wu-Tang would perform. I remember seeing Snoop Dogg perform on there and Bow Wow coming out, Tupac wilding on the couch. Like he'd have Minister Farrakhan on. He'd have people like Barry White on, but Barry White would be on there dropping jewels. Like the conversations would never be just about like music, anything else. Like he'd be having these real in-depth conversations with these people. You would really see these people in a different light. You'd hear about their spirituality and just the things that they were into that kept them going, right? And so, I even to this day, I watch Arsenio Hall interviews. You know what I'm saying? I watch how he does his monologues. I watch how he does his interviews. I just watch his show. Like whenever I'm even in meetings, I'm like, yo, I want to do a mix of Arsenio Hall meets Bill Maher.
I don't know who's going to be with, but he's getting his late night talk show. And like I said, I feel like it's why he let, you know, well, I don't want to speak on him letting Gucci Mane off the hook with that Angela Lee disrespect, but I feel like it's a part of it. I feel like he's already trying to get Southern artists and interview them and tell their truth through him. Like I said, his one-on-one interviews are good. They're good. But it's about the moves he's going to make with that, to me. Like, he is targeting the South. He's from the South, man. And it's an open lane there. It's wide open, yo. Wide open. And he's going to lead that charge. I see it already, man. I said, man, this is Counsel of Crowns for a reason. I see the move he's going to make with that. And why not? Move independent with a backing. Position yourself back into music, because he got away from that. He got into a lot of other shit. Like, that's why Joe Budden is thriving so much right now, because right now, I know Charlamagne knows politics, and that's great. Talk about politics, talk about certain things, but you need to tap back into music, my nigga. Tap back into all aspects of that. That's why Joe Budden is winning right now when it comes to the passion he has for music. But Charlamagne needs to get back in that lane. Still broaden yourself. Still talk about everything you want to talk about, but stay in, go harder in that lane. Let's put it like that. Not stay in your lane. Go harder in that musical lane. When he gets his talk show, the Charlamagne show, whatever they're gonna call it, you know. Maybe the Leonard, he been trying to promote his real name now. The Leonard, I don't know. But look, come on, man. Charlamagne, we know you as that. So it should be the Charlamagne show. The Charlamagne, late night with whatever. I'll think of the name later, at another date. Trust me. It's gonna be tough. But when you do that, this is my counsel for Charlamagne with this. Just strictly with him, not grouping up and then making a conglomerate. Like I said with him and Jay, like just teaming up with the South because look, he's still a Carter baby. I said his last name he said was Carter, so he has a certain loyalty I get to Jay-Z, and he's not gonna try to interfere with two grown men, doing their shit. But I'm sure he'll like I said, he'll want assistance from everyone involved, not just the South, but everybody. But this lane in the South he got is just, it's like taking candy from a baby if he does it right. Get your late night show. You know who the people should be, your so-called, like, I don't want to say sidekicks, but like, the people who should be with him on that show are 3 people. Or I'm gonna just put them as a group. But you guys know them, and it's the South's in their name. The 85 South Boys, man. Like, bring them along with you. Have them be on a late night show talking their shit. Have them be there with you. Like, I know you're trying to bring them up, but put them right there on the platform with you, man. I know they do it their way with their audience. They already do it with their way with their audience. They have an audience. Like, have the live studio audience with them wilding out. DC Young Fly, Chico Bean, like, come on. They'll be wilding. The 85 South Boys are underrated. I don't even know if you call them a podcast or a group, or they're underrated when it comes to creating. Let's put it like that. They're good. They're huge. In a perfect scenario, they could be the Southern version. I mean, not as contrived and not as like concise when it comes to certain things they talk about, but they had to be the Southern version of Joe Budden podcast. I believe that highly in them. The Joe Budden podcast, like I said, they're top tier. They're number one. They talk a different type of lingo when they're different. Especially Joe Budden, he's scatterbrained, but when it comes to music, that's their bag. When it comes to the 85 South Boys, when it comes to just life shit, period, that's their bag too. And Joe Budden podcast has their bag with that too, but regular shit, that's them. 85 South Boys. Get on it. Have them as your so-called sidekicks. Like, all of them out on there. Let them warm up the crowd. You and them. Banter back and forth. They talking shit while you interviewing somebody. They on the side. I don't care if they smoking, drinking. They be on the side talking shit to the guests. You have your band, of course, whoever that can be. Somebody from the South too, it should be. But like I said, once they get this platform, Charlamagne, man, like I said, let's see that the council, man. Get this platform, get this late night show, and move like this. Don't make it cookie cutter, man. Like, don't make it like the other show, the Charlamagne and Friends. Like, I get it, like, that was cool. And I'm not mad at that situation. It was cool. It can't be like that if you're going to have your own late night show. It can't be. It's got to be raw, man. It's got to be raw. And it's nobody better than you and the 85 South Boys as your partners, as your people, like I said, as the 6 men. As the 6 men of the show. That's how you pop them off, man. That's how you do it. Not just one man. Fuck another. Fuck just an assistant, man. Fuck just like a sidekick. Fuck that. Had them on there riffing with you, man. Had them on there talking their shit with you. It could be in the middle of an interview. You talking, interviewing a nigga, DC Young 5, like, man, that bitch, man. That bitch was wildin'. Off a story that you tell in the interview randomly. That's how you create this lane for this late. That's how you can change this landscape of talk shows. Late night talk shows. You can change it with that. Like, you the main head figure, but at the end of the day, them 3, boom, they always gonna have you on point, man. They gonna keep it authentic, man. They gonna keep your talk show, going. When you interviewing and doing your segments and all that. Even have them out doing segments for you, doing certain things for you. before you get to the interview. Like you can make this a Southern thing. And with how things is, like I said, how things are moving when it comes to YouTube platforms, when it comes to other streaming services, when it comes to everything, you could be on it, man. Charlamagne Tha God is the one who has, if he does it right, he will overtake everybody, media-wise, in the industry. If he does it right, be easy. You just need the right counsel, man. You just need the right ideas. And not just treat it, don't follow the trends, man. You be the trendsetter, man. Like, this is the one thing you gotta say about Charlamagne. He always brings his people on. No matter if he brings them on in the right way or not, though. And a lot of times that he's been doing, they just didn't pan out. To me, they weren't in the right way. Like I said, Charlamagne and Friends, cool. It was dope. It was cool for what it was. It was regular. It was regular. It was no real, he wasn't breaking the mold. Let's keep it a buck. No matter if people fuck with him or not. Joe Budden with that podcast. Mainly not the other thing. We're going to get that down the road too in later episodes. Dealing with just media in this game. How things should change. What should change. The people who should change. But you got to give it up to Joe Budden. The podcast has sparked so many others like it. It sparked a new wave of how to do media now. Even the jokes they say, we all joke like that. We all relate because we all joke like that. You know how many times I made basketball jokes? No, dog, that's tripping. That's a foul, nigga. No, you tripping. Just somebody saying, oh no, that's a bucket, nigga. You killing it now with your... Niggas been saying that since high school, man. I'm talking making the sound and everything with it when niggas hitting the bucket, like joking, like... That's... He truly brought the barbershop to a podcast. He did. The 85 South Boys is the epitome of a barbershop. It's the epitome of the block. It's the epitome of it. If you bring that, Charlamagne, and those are your niggas, you brought them on the podcast mad times. You've had them on the Breakfast Club mad times. They are ill niggas, man. The main thing you gotta do, though, is you need to bring... They're the piece you're missing. When it comes to your Arsenio Hall type show you want to do, they're the missing piece. I'm going to tell you that now. Reach out, man. I got the whole thing set up for you. They're the missing piece. The 85 South Boys. And it's, that is it. So it's like, look, I know we went to this little, this little rant about Charlamagne, but I just feel like he is the one who can go over everybody's head. And everybody's been counting him out because, like I said, Joe Budden's had a great 3 years. Had a great 3 years, man. I'll say even 4, but I'll say the last 3 years, Joe Budden has been running this media shit. He has, man. And even though Charlamagne's been there, he has that platform, the Breakfast Club. He has shit he's been doing with his podcast, which is cool. It's not crazy when it comes to impact, but it's a good podcast. I listen. Andrew's he's a good partner in that. But when it comes to a show, when it comes to a move that I feel like he's trying to make now, when it comes to putting on the South, a voice for the South, because Arsenio Hall was a voice for us in the 90s. He was a voice for black people. Especially at the tail end, he was going crazy with it. He was the voice for us. Charlamagne has been the voice for us as the music industry, as music heads, for a long time. This is when he needs to be the voice for the South. That's when he needs to do it. He should start out his late night show with the South Got Something to Say with 3 Stacks. He should start it out with that. Like, that's how he should even start the show. Like I said, this is when he needs to be biased towards shit. That's why I brought up the I know he's a Hovey baby at the same time, but working with Jay Prince, QC, like, even if it's not written down, even if it's not on paper, bring this conglomerate together. That would be the greatest move all of them can do. Well, at least let's say Jay Prince and QC. But the South as a whole. Put your people on, man. Put the South on. Charlamagne can do it. He can really do this shit. Like I said, 85 South Boys would be perfect. You and them. Boom. And like I said, you the star. You the main figure. It's your show. The Charlamagne Tha God show. But everybody needed wingmen. Or a wing woman. Everybody needs one. And guess what? You got 3. You got 3 you can do. Come on. If you can't pull this off with this type of counsel, I don't know, man. Like I said, it set it up, I'll knock it down. I said, see that the counsel, man, like, see that the counselor for real. Counsel of Crowns. This is something I feel like could be a major move. I think it's the move. Charlamagne, Late Night with Charlamagne Tha God, the Charlamagne Tha God show with the 85 South Boys. That's a fucking late night show. That's a late night show. That's some shit I'm watching every day, nigga. Every day. And guess what? You can have the interviews. That's great. You can have the interviews. Nigga, I don't give a fuck if you have an interview or not with that type shit. You and the 85 South Boys just talking shit about whatever's going on. Nigga. Come on. That's a bucket, nigga. That's a game. That's a dog. That's 3 rings. That's a dynasty, nigga. So it's like, hey. Season 1, episode 2, man. Counsel of Crowns. Like, I wanted to go a different way with the, like I said, when it comes to respect on the South. We kept it, we kept it on topic, but Charlamagne, man, that's the move. You hear this? That's the move you make. You and the 85 South Boys need to team up, partner up. Obviously, you the head honcho on the court. You the quarterback on the field. Dog, you need niggas blocking for you. That's straight up. That's straight up, man. You need some beasts with you, running with you. And I'm just not talking about behind the scenes, on stage. Fuck the mode of a late night show, man. Fuck that. The only way you're gonna win is if you create that shit, nigga. You mold it yourself. Fuck one assistant. Fuck one sidekick. Why not have 3? Have the band. Have whatever you want. You could still fit in that Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel mode. That's cool. Go the Arsenio route, man. Which I know you're gonna do. Like I said, because on the Brilliant Age podcast, I remember you giving it up to Arsenio. Right then is when I thought, oh yeah, I know what he's about to do. Right then is when I thought, oh, I know what he should do. He should have the 85 South Boys on there. He should have them all talking their shit in the middle of interviews, all that shit. Like I said, come on, man. I thought of it then. It's with this other situations that's taking place. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, the Meg situation. It's like that's when I thought about the respect or the lack of the South and the lack of media in the South, and how you could front run it all. You could lead it all with the J Princes, with the QC, having a whole conglomerate of not only having the artist relationships so they coming through, They send all your artists through you first. That's the relationship you should have. But even if you don't, Charlamagne Tha God and the 85 South Boys late night show. That's pure point blank to me. That's what it should be, but Counsel of Crowns, see that counsel, man. Second episode. Like I said, this third episode, it's gonna be coming up. We gonna get into media. That's all I'm saying. We gonna get into the media aspect of it. But that's where that's why I feel like we really truly gonna go with it. But hey, we'll see. Might change my mind about that, but yeah. See that the critics, see that the counsel, man. Another episode just to think about the shit. Think about what was said, and I don't know. We gonna see. But I really wish, this is just the advice that needs to be said. This is just what really, truly, I feel like just needs to be said, man. Hey, man. Till next time, watches, man. Same channel, different episode.
Next time on
Counsel of Crowns. Cause it's a big three now, man. Like, it's a big three when it comes to media, or hip-hop media, as I like to say. Like, I know you got a lot of them. Like, you got Nori, you got Drink Champs, you got Rap Radar with Elliot Wilson and B-Dot. Like, and then you have the radio stations and certain other outlets, Big Boy. Like, you got hip-hop media out there. I mean, you got them out there, but it's a big three now. For real. Like, who's the biggest MC? Charlamagne, Joe, or Act? And for MC, I mean, not in the master of ceremony situation, not in the rap situation, but in media. Media critic. That's the best way I like to say it. A media critic. Media correspondent, even media commentator. Whichever one you choose is media, MC. At the end of the day, who's the biggest? Charlamagne, Joe, or Act? Like, and they all got their cases. All of them got their cases, but nowadays, like I said, when it comes to this shit, when it comes to hip-hop and media, like, that's the big three.